Some of you know why you're here, some of you don't know why you're here, and it's probably time that we let you know why you're here. This is the annual Mayor's Medal of Honor luncheon. It is the 41st year of this event, and it's my pleasure as the 45th mayor of Rochester to be able to continue a tradition that was started 41 years ago by Mayor Chuck Hazama. And Mayor Chuck Hazama, I won't go into his history. Many of you know him. Some of you may not if you're newer to town. But he started so many of the traditions like Rochester Fest and Mayor's Medal of Honor that have been going on for years. The Sister Cities organizations and the trips that we take are also part of Mayor Hazama's legacy. So by continuing this, we're also honoring our former mayor, Chuck Hazama. So the Mayor's Medal of Honor was devised 41 years ago in order to honor people in our community that really go above and beyond. They do things that are extraordinary, often without recognition at all. But we want to be able to pull out and recognize a few people every year for the work that they do. And so that's why we're here today. So we're going to start with the award that the Mayor's Medal of Honor, the category that we have called Artistic and Cultural Achievement. An individual who sustains and promotes creative, artistic, or cultural endeavors in our community by one of the following ways: acting as a benefactor, coordinating displays, performances, or shows, or personal achievement in art, music, theater, dance, literary, poetic endeavors, and other artistic or cultural activities. And I'm going to ask Courtney Berge Swanson to step forward.
Thank you. Ever since this community member has made Rochester her home, she's been working to uplift and celebrate the underrepresented voices in our community. She was a close collaborator of the late Danny Solis to create Day of the Dead programming. She supported organizations in our community such as the Somalia Rebuild, and she has represented Rochester from the PBS Our Town program, as well as worked with Mayo Clinic, DMC, helped with a lot of public projects around our community. She's also a writer herself. She has been selected for a number of prestigious fellowships and grant awards from the Loft Literary Center, Minnesota State Arts Board, Givens Foundation for African American Literature, VONA, Voices of Our Nation. She's also been featured on MN Artists and exhibition catalogs for the MCAD Jerome Fellowships, as well as the Great Northern Festival blog. Her writing on being Black and multiracial appears in anthologies like Other Tongues, Mixed Race Women Speak Out, and she's been published in Joyland and The Offing, and many, many more. Most recently, this wonderful person has personally invested in the creation of Griot Arts, which is Rochester's first bookstore and gallery dedicated to showcasing the work of Black individuals. Not only is this physical space contributing to the vitality of our downtown, but it is also quickly becoming a really beloved space for people of color in the community, for artists, for poets, for community members in general. She's created a ton of great programming, from kids events to poetry readings to plant care classes, and she's partnered with a lot of local organizations in bringing Griot Arts to the community. Nicole Fanoyam-Hara is dedicated to shining lights on others, telling the untold stories, and truly invests in and celebrates Rochester. She's a wonderful mom and a wonderful friend, and I'm so excited to see what she'll do for our community.
Sure. Yes, thank you, everyone. As some of you may know, I began the week in the hospital with my youngest child, and so it's been quite a week. But I am so honored, feel very humbled, unqualified for this award, and I just hope that the work that I have seeded in this community as part of the arts ecosystem, as part of our cultural ecosystem here, can continue to uplift the voices of Black and brown people in our community and can continue to be a source of joy and liberation and connection. So thank you.
We are so blessed to have Nicole in our community, and I think, and I'm sorry that you've had a busy and difficult week, but very glad that you're here today. And I think you will learn as we move along through these awards that there are people that you may know, you may be aware of what they've done, and there'll be others that you don't know, and we hope that this is informational and educational and that you can learn to appreciate the wonderful people, as I have over the years, that are in this community that I didn't even know about, although I did know of Nicole. Our next award is the Champion of Diversity Award, and that is an individual who demonstrates value for, facilitates, promotes, or utilizes the talents of the wide variety of diverse people in our community, one who celebrates all dimensions of diversity. And Kim Sin, would you step forward? He was a 2023 honoree.
Well, this individual, this remarkable candidate for the Mayor Medal of Honor of Champion of Diversity has dedicated his life to promoting inclusivity, equity, and opportunity for marginalizing community in Rochester. His personal story as a first-generation Bosnian refugee shaped his mission, which goes beyond overcoming adversity and activity, creating space for others can succeed. This honoree's family fled the Bosnian genocide, enduring the trial of refugee life before eventually resettling in Rochester, Minnesota. From an early age, he saw the transformative power of community, supporting especially through organizing, like the Franciscan Sister of Rochester, who helped his family find a sense of belonging after displacement. These informative experiences give him a deep empathy for the struggling refugee and immigrant face when starting over in a new land. Certainly, he served as a program director for diversity, equity, and inclusion at Mayo Clinic, where his primary focus is to recruiting diverse candidates into medical school. His efforts are breaking down barriers and often preventing individuals from underrepresented background from entering the healthcare field. By expanding access to medical education for people of all racial, ethnic, and socioeconomic background, he ensured the future healthcare providing reflecting the diversity of the community they serve. One of his outstanding achievements is his leadership at the Mayo Rise program, an initiative designed to introduce youth from underserved community to a career in healthcare. Through membership and exposure, he is helping young people from marginalized backgrounds realize that they too can pursue career in medical field by providing them with a tool, guidance, and inspiration to succeed. He is paving the way for more inclusive and diverse healthcare workforce. In addition to his work at Mayo Clinic, this honoree also served as a board member for the First Alliance Credit Union. In his role, he continued his commitment to underserved population by ensuring that financial service remain accessible to those who need them most, particularly those who has been financially traditionally excluded from banking system. Rahid Sadid unwavering dedication to promote diversity in both healthcare and financial system, coupled his personal resilience and leadership, makes him exceptional candidate for the Medal of Honor for Champion of Diversity. So Sadid, Rahid, please come and accept your award. Thank you for what you do for the community.
So, for those of you that know me, I am very seldom at a loss of words. Today is not one of those days. I'm actually at a loss of words. I don't think that the work that I do can be done alone. I definitely think it's bigger than me. I think many of the faces here in this room are the reason why the successes we've had have come about. I'm gratefully and eternally honored to my family, to my wife, to my daughter, to my colleagues. It's a true honor, and more needs to be done. And I'm happy to be a part of this community that's really embraced the work that we do and has strived continuously to include everybody in this city and have them call it their own. So thank you guys for coming out, and thank you for this award. Thank you.
Our next category is the Community-Wide Service Award. And this is for any member of the community who donates personal time and ability to the benefit of residents in the Rochester area. And I would like Enrique Zavala, who is a 2023, there we go, awardee or honoree to come up and share a few words. Thank you.
This honoree's unwavering commitment to the Rochester community exemplifies the spirit of this esteemed award. As a dedicated volunteer, he has significantly impacted various facets of our local culture and well-being. He has been a steadfast supporter of the Rochester running community, dedicating countless hours to volunteering at races, where he not only helps with logistics, but also inspires and mentors runners of all ages and abilities, ensuring that everybody feels welcomed and supported. His role as the founder and president of the Friends of Rochester's Farmers Market has revitalized our local economy, fostering connections between farmers and consumers while promoting healthy eating and sustainability. Under his leadership, the Farmers Market flourished, providing a vibrant gathering space for community members to engage with local produce and artisans in its new location. Additionally, this community member has served on the Pedestrian and Bicycle Advisory Committee, where he has been an influential voice for safer, more accessible transportation options in our city. His dedication as a member and later as president has resulted in tangible improvements that benefit all residents, promoting a culture of health and sustainability through active transportation. His deep-rooted passion for our community is evident in every initiative he undertakes. As he continually seeks ways to uplift others and enhance the quality of life for all Rochester residents, his selflessness and tireless advocacy have inspired many to engage in community service, fostering a spirit of collaboration and unity. Honoring Mike Schmidt today not only celebrates his remarkable contributions, but also highlights the importance of community service in creating a stronger, more connected Rochester, and his exemplary dedication truly embodies the values that we cherish.
I did not expect this today. I was actually going to go on a lunch run with a bunch of friends who brought me in to this location for this honor, and I thank you all very much. A long time ago, I heard the proverb, or I'm sure you all have as well, do something that you like, and it will come back to you tenfold. And what I do for Rochester and what I do for myself and my family and my friends is all comes from my heart. right? It comes from places that I know will be impacting other people, that I know others will have a better life because of it. And that's why I put my hours towards the things that I do, and why I enjoy the things that I do that come back to all the rest of the citizens of Rochester as well. So, and with that, I thank you very much.
And as some of you know, I've been focusing on a healthy community and healthy eating, and I appreciate, we just had Kim Sin up here and Mr. Schmidt, and those are both organizations that provide wonderful food options, healthy local foods for our community. So very much appreciate that. Our next award is for educational excellence, and it says for individual achievement in sustaining high quality education in Rochester through one of the following: personal endeavors as a teacher or educator, administrative endeavors providing resources, citizen providing service to the schools as a volunteer, or any individual promoting the cause of education within the community. And I'm going to ask last year's 2023 honoree, Mike Olson, to come up and share some information with us.
Generations of students have come to love science with this remarkable educator. She's been teaching for 33 years, focused on 8th grade science at John Adams Middle School. She teaches currently the advanced learning and physical science classes, and has co-taught multilingual learner science classes as well. She's been the backbone of STEM and mentoring labs at John Adams, an after-school STEM research program for middle school students underrepresented in STEM, run by the local nonprofit Ora Cooley. She's been a passionate supporter of STEM, research, and enrichment. She's been a board member of the Ora Cooley organization since its inception in 2020. In addition to dedicating precious after-school hours to supporting STEM mentoring labs, she also runs and encourages students to participate in eCyber Mission, a national competition where students work in teams using STEM to solve community problems. In recent years, her students have gone on to be recognized at the national level for their work. On top of all of this, she ensures family members can stay involved with STEAM Family Nights, opportunities for students to display their work. This educator was recently recognized at the national level and awarded a STEM research grant from Society for Science as one of 41 educators across the country. She's an inimitable force of nature for STEM, education, and engagement. John Adams, Rochester, Minnesota, and beyond, all of these communities are so lucky to have Ms. Deborah Lass championing STEM for students year after year. Congratulations, Deb.
Well, I need to go back and thank people from way back, because I was a student at John Adams Middle School, and that's where I developed my love of science. I didn't even know what science was. So I need to thank, we have a huge, expansive team that's working with us in our endeavors. Some of them are here in this room, but we have professionals throughout the community that, after a long, hard day's work, will come and volunteer and work with our kids. We have a teaching staff that supports, a district that supports, and it goes on and on. Kids supporting each other, parents. It's really a community effort. So on behalf of all those different people, thank you so very much.
Our next award is the Excellence in Industry, and it is an individual exemplifying business and industrial achievement by encouraging development and growth in Rochester, by demonstrating innovation in business or industrial concepts, or through contributions that help sustain organizations which provide necessary services that benefit the citizens of our community. And so I'm going to ask last year's honoree, 2023 honoree, Rajesh Govindasamy, to come up and read a little bit about this year's awards winner. Rajesh?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. And thank you, Mayor, for this opportunity to read about a wonderful candidate. This nominee is a true game changer, transforming this rental experience in Rochester with a passion and purpose. He is an individual who was in 2001 graduated John Marshall School, moved away from the Rochester about 15 years and has been back for 8 years. And during this last 8 years, he has enjoyed building large business and impact about 5% of Rochester residents, all while knowing this has been home since as a childhood. His commitment goes beyond a business. It's about creating the sense of home and belonging. The focus of creating a warm, welcoming, renovated, high-quality living experience across a variety of community throughout the Rochester, he has reshaped in a culture of the property management. His dedication to the personal and professional growth has been uplifted not only for company, but the value of everyone is team. His impact extends well beyond company walls. He has revitalized one neglected building, turned them into invite space and foster community. His tireless effort have been breathed new life into Rochester rental market, creating not just a building, but a home. Not yet. His contribution don't stop there. These community members is deeply engaged, actively partnering with the Rochester Police Department, event like a Safe City Night and Shop with the Cop. He was proudly elected Grand Marshal of Rochester Fest Parade for 2023 and continued to delegate the community as a Santa First Helper of Rescue Santa, hosted by the RDA. The 3 years running, his dedication, kindness, and generosity make him a beloved figure of this community. He has proven that the success can be shared and that you can have thriving business while giving back. His selflessness, leadership, and relentless pursuit of excellence have set a new standard of the property management in Rochester. For his remarkable contribution to the industry, his transformative leadership, and a heartful commitment to the community, he truly deserves to be honored with his award. Please join me to welcome Mr. Nick Stockberg. Thank you so much.
So I did not expect to be here, and I guess I didn't figure that out until just a moment ago here. I should have figured that out sooner with other people being ambushed, but yeah, it's just so incredible. I grew up in Rochester in low income housing. I benefited from Shop with a Cop. I remember going to Kmart with a police officer because my family couldn't afford Christmas presents. So it's just incredible privilege to go from benefiting from affordable housing to I think we might be the largest housing provider in southeastern Minnesota now, and offering that affordable housing to members of our community and supporting things like Shop with a Cop and all the different members of our incredible city that supported me and propelled me forward. So thanks to all those people who made that happen. It's a privilege and an honor to be here today. So thank you.
What a wonderful story. Thank you for sharing that. There are lots of wonderful stories and lots of wonderful people in Rochester. And the next one is the Heroism Award, which is given to an individual. We don't always have one every year, but we do have one this year, who has demonstrated heroism at some point in our community. And so I would like the nominator, Ben Zastro, to step forward and share a few words.
Thank you, Mayor Norton. On behalf of the Lowertown Neighborhood Association, we want to recognize our neighbor for his actions during a violent burglary and disturbance at his apartment on Sunday, October 13th. This was at about midnight. His calm demeanor and clarity of mind helped contain potential danger and prevented further escalation. Upon hearing the ruckus, the honoree exited his apartment and calmly told the intruder to sit down and stay back. He then helped others exit the building while keeping tensions as calm as possible until police arrived on the scene. Furthermore, his presence with neighbors the following days reassured them and helped restore calm to the area. His approachable demeanor and willingness to sit and talk with neighbors around an outdoor fireplace showed another aspect of his character and warmed those around him. We are proud to call Mr. Chad Wedul our neighbor. Chad?
I'm being acknowledged for having a cool head in a tough situation. That's nothing more than I would expect of anyone at any time. So enough of that. What I would like to say, though, is when I left the apartment building, I faced an array of Glocks. I don't know if there were 6 or a dozen or whatever. And I was told, go back inside and see if anybody else wants to come out. When I came out, I had my hands raised, and I was first. Of course, they didn't know who I was. And into the situation. But I didn't know what to do. And I want to acknowledge and thank the fire department, the EMTs, and the police department. It was a wonderful sight coming outside. And a couple of days later, a friend of mine asked me what I felt like when I came outside and saw all those guns. And I said it was good. It was great. And they said, weren't you scared? Weren't you afraid? And I said, no, they were there for me. And I want to thank every policeman everywhere for doing anything for me, because that's what they're there for. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Our next award is the Human Services Award. And that says an individual in our city who has either demonstrated a compassionate and caring spirit by providing humanitarian services, provided notable assistance to others, any member of the community in need, who has assisted persons with special needs or disability. The Human Services awardee from last year, Gregory Parker, our 2023 honoree, will come say a few words about this year's recipient.
This visionary humanitarian and CEO of Divine Immigration and Educational Consultancy in the United States and Dominion and Shalom International in Nigeria has profoundly impacted communities across 2 continents, addressing pressing issues faced by immigrants and underserved populations. Her unwavering commitment to community development and social upliftment has been evident through her work providing legal, educational, and social support to immigrants navigating complex integration processes in the United States. In Nigeria, she has led programs addressing key challenges such as poverty and education, empowering communities with resources and sustainable opportunities that enable self-sufficiency. Her work reflects a compassionate and strategic approach, creating solutions that resonate across cultural boundaries. This honoree's leadership qualities are evident not only in her impactful community programs, but also her resilience and dedication to fostering a unity. A devout Catholic, she views her humanitarian work as an extension of her faith, embodying the values of charity, compassion, and social justice. Her efforts exemplify a commitment to lifting up the less privileged and inspiring unity, compassion, and equity in every community she serves. Her contributions have earned her numerous prestigious awards, including the United States President's Lifetime Achievement Award and the United Nations Peace Ambassador Award. Both of these recognize her significant global impact on human welfare and peace building. These accolades go further and affirm her alignment with the principles celebrated by the Mayor's Medal of Honor, highlighting her long-standing dedication to enhancing the lives of those in need. And what truly sets her apart is her cross-continental impact. She bridges cultural and social divides, bringing lasting solutions to immigrant communities in the United States and in marginalized groups in Nigeria. Her leadership has transcended borders, empowering individuals and families with tools for growth and opportunities for success. In every aspect, Dr. Anna Adeyeforju embodies the spirit of humanitarian leadership that the Mayor's Medal of Honor seeks to celebrate. Her life's work serves as a beacon of hope, resilience, and compassion, making her a truly deserving candidate for this award.
I'm truly honored to be here. I actually don't know. I was called to just come for a program, so I'm surprised. Well, I'm so happy to be here. And as an immigrant, originally from Nigeria, the work I do at Divine Immigration dated back to 15 years ago when we migrated to the US. So we brought in our first daughter of blessed memory to Mayo Clinic. So then, because as in Nigeria, we live a communal society, so we believe everybody is our neighbor. So I remember back then, we were staying at Crossroad Bible College in Mayowood. So, and sometimes being an immigrant, we are new and we don't know the system. So sometimes there was a day my husband was to get something not too far from where we were staying. So we saw a neighbor, we're like, oh, please, can you give me, just drive me to somewhere. He was like, I don't know you. You are a stranger. I don't know you, you know? And he told me that the person is trying to call the cops. I was like, well, their system is different. So whenever a client comes to me from different country, so I know everybody with different backgrounds and different country. So whenever they come as an immigrant, so the first thing I do is to welcome them and let them know this is a country for them, you know. So even though most of the time I don't charge for my services for consultation. So whenever they call me, oh, I saw your contact, I'm like, oh, just call me. They're like, oh, what do you charge for your consultation? Nothing. And if they don't speak English, I make sure I get a translator for them who is able to speak their mind for them. So I'm so honored to be here, and thank you, everyone.
I had the pleasure of meeting our awardee very recently, and I wasn't even aware that there was an organization in the community called Divine Intervention. So I have, the next award is a little unusual in that our awardee is not able to be here today, which made me sad, but you will understand why in just a moment. So the Legacy Award is for actions or endeavors that have or will have a lasting impact and be recognized by future generations as a significant event or momentous part of the history of Rochester or Olmsted County worthy of recognition. This year's Legacy Award winner is Sheila Cascaden. And so I know, I hear, oh, and she's not here. And I did call her this morning and let her know, but Sheila runs a group dealing with very important issues that she cares about, and they had a hearing this morning with their legislators up in St. Paul. And so this, again, it's just an example of what Sheila does every single day, which is things for this community, this state, or this country. And so she is up in St. Paul working on all of our behalf. Sheila's worked in the nonprofit and public sector serving as a consultant, a facilitator, a coordinator, and a project manager very early in her career here in Rochester. She has been an educator in various ways over many, many years, focusing on policy, public health, corrections, advocacy, and political leadership, and, as we all know, community involvement. Her work has focused primarily on human services and justice, but also significantly on women's issues in workforce, healthcare, and I have to say the political realm as well. In addition to these her professional and academic roles, she volunteers to train and mentor others and has for many, many years. Mashan and I were involved, and maybe some of you here, on a program she started called Women on the Move and More Women on the Move, to help prepare women to run for political office and be able to serve and understand the role of just how you be a leader and how you act in a role as an elected leader. She's worked to expand economic opportunities regionally by working hard and co-starting Southeast Minnesota Together, which worked for very many years about the whole region. And on global volunteering, serving as chair in many, many boards and commissions. I was counting her list, and there's at least 16 nonprofits that she's worked for, numerable state and national committees, and she's provided global services as well. Her focus on supporting women and their growth and leadership is remarkable in and of itself and has made an indelible impact in this community. So she's a truly exceptional individual, serving for many years as our state senator and now as a county commissioner, ready to have her last days in these next few weeks. So I hope you'll join me in just giving Sheila Cascaden a round of applause. Well deserved. Thank you. We'll make sure she gets a little video. The Mayor's Award is up next, and this is given to any member of the community who has given of their time and talent to the real benefit of this community, Rochester, Minnesota, that we love. So I'm going to ask Tim Firstbrook to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon, everyone. This honoree has dedicated himself to the community of Rochester through his professional career, personal life, and faith to do good deeds for the citizens of Rochester. He worked at the YMCA for 33 years and was its director. The mission of the YMCA is to empower youth and communities to build just, equitable, and an inclusive world where every person can thrive in body, mind, and spirit. He was the Foundation Development Director at the Rochester Senior Center Foundation for 7 years, whose mission is to provide social, recreational, education, health maintenance, and economic and financial programs for senior populations of Rochester. He spent the last 9 years of his professional career at the Foundation and Development Leader at Samaritan Bethany, whose mission is to care for seniors through assisted living, memory care, nursing home care, and independent living. In addition to all of his career accomplishment, he devoted his time and efforts to other organizations in the community as well. He is a member of the Rochester Rotary, whose motto is service above self, and he and his wife have been active members of the Gloria Dei Church, their place of worship. He served on the first board of directors of the Channel One Food Bank and on the board of the Rochester Choral Arts. He's been very active in the committee work for the United Way and a community representative for the Mayo Clinic Nurse Anesthetist Program and a community representative at the Federal Medical Center Prison here in Rochester. Please help me to recognize Dean Stenium for this year's Mayor's Award for his dedication to the Rochester community.
Lots, okay. Mayor Norton just said, say lots of words. My wife this morning says, keep it short. Well, I don't know what's more impressive. I'm humbled to receive this award. Thank you, Tim, for the nomination, and Mayor Norton for having this award ceremony. I grew up in Rochester. Husky kid over in Elton Hills. I went to Elton Hills Elementary School, Kellogg, John Marshall, go Rockets. And I went to school out east, community college, and graduated from a college further east, Winona State. So I've stayed around. My first job was actually a volunteer job at the YMCA. And it's already been alluded to that the mayor, Chuck Azama, who started this Medal of Honor award, was the executive director of the YMCA. He instilled in us as young staff the phrase, service is the rent you pay for the space you occupy on this earth. And I'd say that I've tried to live up to that. We, more specifically in Rochester, because that's our home. We value it. We value the neighbors that we grew up with, the parents that instilled in us the service to give back, the service clubs like Rotary and our Risers Rotary Club, who has quite a number of Mayor Medal of Honor recipients within this group. I think it's in the water. But you surround yourself with doers, and that's what we've done. We, in this room, are all doers, and I congratulate all those who have been awarded today, and to those in this room that probably will be awarded sometime in the future or have already been in the past. I think Rochester's future is well in hand with all the service that goes on in the community. And I'm just happy to be just a little bit a part of that service. So thank you very much.
This next award is called Personal Achievement. An individual in our community with a disabling condition, handicap, or contributing circumstance who either demonstrated outstanding achievement in overcoming their circumstance in the service of others, or demonstrated excellent volunteer service by using their time and talents towards creating a better community for all. And I would say this year's individual has done both. And I'm going to do this one myself. 26 years ago, this community member made some bad decisions. I say probably plural, not just one. But those decisions led him down a path where he was charged and sentenced as a felon. He moved to Rochester, and I'm not going to give his whole personal story. If he chooses to share that, he can. But I want to set the stage for you. He moved to Rochester and has worked to turn his life around by serving in this community in countless ways. I'm going to touch on just a few, but it's remarkable, all the many ways and the many, many lives he's touched. In addition to running a business, he has worked with others to create a number of organizations. He partners with folks in town all the time in so many different ways to serve people in this community, to make sure that everyone goes down the right path and makes the right decisions. A couple of the organizations that I've personally associated with this individual in is Hustlers Anonymous. I hear some sounds. I know from attending several of those meetings that I wasn't familiar with hustling. And we talked at that meeting, the couple times I've been there, that people can deal drugs. That's hustling. That's hustling. And people, like other addictions, need help to stop drinking, to stop doing drugs, and to stop hustling. This individual's been involved with CERT, which is a community engagement resource team, which goes out and tries to work in our community to prevent the need for police to have an intervention. It's preventative care. Just as we talk about in healthcare, preventative care is the way to make things better for us as individuals. Preventative care in policing can mean keeping people from having that maybe first or maybe continuous interface with our police department. In addition, the groups that he partners with run many, many programs, and I'm not going to name them all, but there are many programs that really work to serve our Black community in particular, although I know his efforts have reached far more than just the Black community here in Rochester. He's heavily involved in his church. I've had the pleasure of attending a church event as well. This honoree's efforts paid off this year. When he sat down, I might get emotional here, I'm sorry, I didn't expect that, before the clemency board. Whew. And he won his clemency. That's a big darn deal, folks, if you don't know that. I sat through a number of individuals. I was online, as were some of the other people in this room. I listened to the stories, and I heard them give clemency to a few, and I heard them turn an individual down as well. But after all these years, that label of felon has been removed. Yeah, thank you. This honoree has continued to work to improve himself, and more importantly, not even more importantly, but as importantly, the community. And it's very much appreciated by everyone that knows him, those of us at the city, and law enforcement certainly, community members that know him, and we know he serves with his whole heart and has been an absolute blessing for this city. And I will tell you, I've never attended a clemency hearing before, and I did so remotely. But the judge at the end said he had never had a county attorney, a police chief, a mayor, and others testify on behalf of someone to remove clemency. So this was a big deal and well deserved. So we all benefit when someone puts the community before themselves, and William Bud Whitehorn Jr. has done just that. Would Bud Whitehorn please come forward to receive his award?
Wow, I'm really speechless. Wow. You know, Mayor Norton, there should be some type of requirements to this type of thing, right? I had no idea what was going on. My partner, Coach Andre, my brother, Coach Andre, tricked me first. It started with him. Where you at? He told me he was going to some type of meeting. We go to meetings all the time, and I could have dressed for this, Coach. Come on now. You could let me cut my hair or something, man. You know, you could have got me early. We could have went to the barbershop first just to do something. And then my wife was super happy all morning. She actually, wanted to iron my clothes. I don't remember the last time she offered to iron my clothes. Then my baby girl, she just walking around with a smile on, and then I come in this room, I see one of my friends from 40 years, one of my closest friends in a room, and everybody just trying to make it seem like it was a normal day. This ain't right. I got heart issues. Y'all got to do something different. But you know, I really appreciate this. You know, I'm very humble. I don't feel that I deserve to be here. Wow. 17 years ago, in the Olmsted County courtroom, I was told that I was a career criminal. But God, amen. I was told that I was a career criminal and I was a habitual criminal and that I needed to be in prison for over 25 years. Thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, he had a different plan for me. You know, when I came home, I made a promise to God that I would dedicate myself to community work, to build every community that I helped destroy through criminality, and I want to just do a little small correction. Hustlers Anonymous is not just about selling drugs, it's about a mindset. And there's a hustling component in every addiction. And then, so what we do at Hustlers Anonymous, we try to find that component and try to flip it into something positive that works for you. So we're not anti-hustling, we anti-illegal hustling. So we want to help to find that core that drives that negative behavior and flip it into something positive. And yes, thank you so much, Mayor Norton, for all the support that you've done from the year since you've been in office. You've been supporting everything that we've done, and I thank you so much. Let's give it up for Mayor Norton. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try to be quick. I just want to say thank you, first of all, to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Without him, I wouldn't be able to do anything. I want to thank you. I want to thank my kids, my 8 kids. Oh, yeah, she was getting in there. I got to get Stephanie in there. You know, first of all, you know, thank you for my wife, Stephanie, for putting up with me for 22 years. They made a song, Life Jennings made a song about even when your hustling days are gone, she's still by my side, still holding on. She was there. She did the prison bit with me. She's still here with me through my transformation. And I don't know if anybody ever experienced transformation. When you change your life around, it's something different. You know, you form some character flaws or personality flaws that you try to fix. And while you're fixing them, you lose some of yourself. And and she's been there with me through the transformation, and I'm continually transformed. Thank you for my spiritual leader, Pastor Lerone Shepherd. When I came home, I found the Church of Christ Way Church, Full Gospel Church. I told my wife that I needed in order for me to stay changed, I needed a good job, and I needed a church. And she found the church in 2010, I'm sorry. And she's been my spiritual leader, been my role model, been my mother from another. And I really appreciate it. Thank you for my sisters. You know, my sisters, they all 3 here. My baby sister came from Chicago. Belinda and Shannon, Sharino. Those are my life forces right now. You know, my sisters, we have a special bond. My brother-in-law called us the Care Bears, you know, and it's something that was embedded into my family through my grandmother. You know, thank you for the examples set for me from my aunties, Crystal and Bridget. Even when we was all in the street hustling, all of us, we still got up and did community work, you know. So it's still in the importance of community was very important in our family, and it's still to this day important. Also, I know I'm not supposed to be here by myself because without the team, without Pastor Andre, Lisa Ross, Nettie, Dondi, a lot of other people supposed to be up here with me because it takes a team effort to do some of the things that we do, and I don't feel doing community work and some of the things that I do should be awarded. It should be natural. And I agree with somebody said earlier today about This don't feel like work. This is passion for me. Everything that I do is, I'm not looking for a pat on the back. I'm not looking for an award. I'm doing it because it needs to be done. And I want to thank everybody. Thank you again, Mayor Norton. I never even knew this existed. You said 43 years, and then y'all got me in this room without, I could have got a haircut or something. You could have, any other time you will text me or something, you give me some type of clue. Thanks a lot, Mayor.
Thank you. And I think you all know from all the award winners, we've got just a couple more. And they say it, they're not here by themselves. They're here because of other people, including family and friends. And so even though they're not up here on the stage with you, Bud, they're here in their heart. They were here in their heart. So we have another really fun award called the Senior Elder Award, a senior citizen who exhibits one of the following exemplary service among peers, creative endeavors that benefit their community, or promotion of health, economic, and other issues related to the needs of seniors. And so I'm going to ask a co-nominator, Terry Pass, oh, there in the back, to come on up and say a few words for us.
Thank you. This recipient of the award was chosen for her outstanding volunteer work for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, for acting as Olmsted County election judge and as a Republican delegate to the state. This person, who is 84 years old, does not believe that retirement from work means retirement from serving her community. She was instrumental in combining the 6 separate parishes of St. Vincent de Paul's relief work into a single unit that serves all of Rochester more effectively with fewer people. She regularly trains volunteers in taking calls and visiting those in need, as well as making visits herself. She has served for many years as an election judge, including as head judge when there's been the need. And this year's primary election, she served as head judge without a backup. She oversaw setup and takedown of the election space and trained the other election judges for a 12-hour shift without a break. As a delegate to the Republican Party, she has traveled extensively to attend the various caucuses around the state. She also continues to be an active member of Holy Spirit Catholic Church. She serves at funerals and brings Eucharistic ministry to homebound people. There are few people as involved in the community and care as Sandra Fitterer. She is my mother, and she is a great example for everyone to follow.
Thank you. I had no idea that this was going to happen. And all I can say is, St. Vincent de Paul is an organization that just inspires people to help others. And I'm so glad I was able to be part of it. And thank you all so much.
The newest of our awards is for sustainability. And any individual in our city who advances the Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, with emphasis on support for cleaner air, renewable energy, and creating a more livable, sustainable, and resilient community. And I'd like Kayla Betzold, who is our city's sustainability coordinator, to come up and say a few words about this year's winner.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Mayor. As founder of Rochester Electrified and Rochester Electric Vehicles, this community member has become an invaluable advocate for sustainable practices in Rochester, particularly in promoting the benefits and feasibility of electric vehicles and home electrification solutions. His commitment to educating the community about clean, renewable options is shaping a more resilient and environmentally conscious city. One of his standout contributions is his commitment to accessibility and education. Every year, he leads free electric vehicle classes through Rochester Community Education, making EV knowledge available to anyone interested. These sessions are a key resource for those new to EVs, offering essential insights into costs, maintenance, charging options, and more. He has a hands-on approach to supporting residents in making informed, sustainable choices. By offering these classes free of charge, he removes financial and informational barriers for EV adoption, empowering more individuals to transition to sustainable driving. In 2023, this honoree launched the Electrify Rochester Expo, designed to make sustainable living accessible to everyone. The event, which attracted over 500 attendees in its inaugural year, is a unique opportunity for residents to explore everything from electric vehicles to solar power and heat pump technology. Now an annual event, the Expo invites the community to connect with vendors, learn from experts, and see electrification solutions firsthand. Through the Expo, he's created a welcoming, knowledge-rich environment that demystifies sustainable technologies, helping residents envision a cleaner, greener future for themselves and for the city. His impact goes beyond events and classes. He has cultivated a supportive community of EV enthusiasts in Rochester through Rochester Electric Vehicles. His work fosters connections among EV owners and newcomers, building a culture of sustainability that encourages residents to make more eco-conscious decisions. This group has grown into a trusted local resource, providing real-world advice and guidance that help residents understand the value of electric vehicles in reducing emissions and supporting climate goals, in alignment with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. His vision for a sustainable Rochester is inspiring a groundswell of change. His multifaceted approach, educating through classes, through events, and community engagement, has made it easier for residents to embrace sustainable practices confidently. Many first-time EV owners in Rochester credit this person's guidance and resources as the catalyst for their decision to make the switch. His dedication to cleaner air, renewable energy, and a resilient community is helping to build a healthier, more sustainable future for all. For his unwavering commitment to advancing sustainability in Rochester and his dedication to making sustainable technology accessible to all, thank you, Johnny Yukas.
Well, I got tricked by a lot of people today to be here. And I thought I was coming for a work meeting, hence the flannel. But it's hard to think about what to say for this, but I greatly appreciate it from you. And I knew when I came in here something was up. My wife was here. My parents were here for some reason. When we were getting ready for the work meeting, I saw there was a mayor's event, and I said, "Oh, I wonder what that's about." I started to look it up, and I think my teammates got a little nervous when I started looking at that. But yeah, so I've kind of always been a person where if you see a problem, you can't control what anybody else does. You kind of do what you can do. And I'd say my journey with this really started about 7 years ago with the birth of our children, and becoming a father just kind of made me start thinking more about sustainability, a livable world. If you're holding a baby in your hand and seeing the news of, things aren't looking great for the long term, to me, you just got to start. You got to do what you can first, and it's been a really interesting journey because just started with different things in sustainability, trying to do things myself, and found it was possible. And as a project manager, I felt it was my duty to help others kind of learn and what to do and how to go about it, and just to be a resource to anybody that needs it. And so I didn't prepare a speech because I didn't know this was going to happen, but I actually have kind of an interesting history with Rochester. I'm not from Rochester. I'm from Winona, but as a kid, came here quite a bit. And actually, I don't think I've ever shared this with our team, so they may not know. So I was diagnosed with leukemia when I was a kid, and so I was treated at the Mayo Clinic. So I came here a lot. Rochester was the big city to me with all the skyscrapers compared to Winona, and so I feel kind of a need to help, and so there was, even during that time after the diagnosis, I had an overdose from the medication and looked like I wasn't going to make it. So I feel a need to celebrate, help, whatever you want to call it. Just the fact that I'm here and share what I know, share my resources with others, and this is just kind of one way that I hope to do that, to try to make for a better world for my kids and for everyone here and everyone in the world. So thank you, and have a good day.
And we have our final award. And it looks like Michael Olson, a 2023 honoree, is going to give out this one as well. And then I have one or two very, very brief comments, and then we will send you on your way. It's taking a little longer than we thought. I hope you can.
Thank you, Mayor. Last year, they didn't make us give speeches, so I don't know if that we're lucky, but I just wanted to say I am so proud to be from this community. I'm not making a speech right now, other than just thank you, everyone who's been honored here, everyone in this room. I'm just back there beaming with pride, that I get to be a part of this community. And the reason I'm presenting the second award, when we were looking through the nominee forms, read this one, and I said, hey, if there's nobody to present that one, I would love to present to this really cool kid that I've never met, but I've gotten to know through some of the words others have shared. So this 5th grade student from Rochester Public Schools is a remarkable young leader who's dedicated many hours to improving her neighborhood and the environment through her participation in the Adopt a Dream program. I just saw her face. I know who she is. Hi. Known for her drive and dedication, she's made an impact in our community through her service efforts, making her a deserving candidate for the Mayor's Medal of Honor Youth Serving Community Award. Through her participation in the Ben Franklin and Montessori at Franklin's Student Council community school yard project, she learned about the Adopt a Drain program in the spring. Since then, she's adopted and cleaned 3 storm drains of her own, preventing pollution from entering our area waterways. Her efforts have not only addressed a need in our city, but have inspired other Rochester residents to join the cause. After a story about the Adopt a Drain program featured her on KTTC at the beginning of July, there were 15 more people who adopted storm drains in Rochester, crediting the story about this honoree as their reason for signing up for the program. Her passion for caring for the environment in her community, along with her maturity, initiative, ability to lead by example, and deep sense of responsibility to making Rochester a better place, are all reasons that Madison Teskey embodies the spirit of the Mayor's Medal of Honor Youth Serving Community Award. Given Maddie's positive influence and contributions at such a young age, there's no doubt that we will continue to witness great things from her as she grows and continues her path of service. If Maddie could come on up.
And I'm going to add, all right, Maddie. I met Maddie 2 years ago. Yeah, look at you. Come on. And I'm going to let Maddie talk. I met Maddie 2 years ago. They talked about a level of maturity. For her birthday, she asked to meet the mayor. And so for the last 2 years, she spent her birthday in my office. So it's been my honor and privilege to grow with Maddie. So Maddie, you want to say a few words?
I want to say thank you to everyone who've helped me. And Just thank you to everyone. Yeah. Oh, and my mom.
Truly wonderful people live in the city of Rochester. Thank you, Maddie, for that. And for all the work that you've done and getting 15 people to take a drain. So if you haven't done it, sign up. I just want to say, this event is always moving. And one of the things that's so remarkable is we know we live in a diverse community. And that diverse community is represented here because everyone in this community does good deeds. People in this community that we've never met are out there giving their heart and soul to their community. And I think this is an opportunity for us to showcase that. So again, I want to thank all of you for being here. The winners, the awardees, were selected, just so you know, by past awardees. That's how this program works. So the mayor has some input certainly on a couple of the awards, but it is past awardees who look over those nominations and make the selections. So congratulations to all the award winners. Please take the poinsettia at your table as a going away present. And we just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being here to honor the awardees. Thank you to the honorees for honestly what you've done for this community to make it the wonderful place that it is. So have a great day and happy holidays to everyone.